who kind of picks a film and a song that you feel like is good and that you want to highlight for the month. So what do you have this month?
Sure. So we actually ran out the clock in June and did not get this segment into a June episode. And so this is really the June-July film and song of the month, more so on the June side of things. Folks know that June is or was Pride Month. And so for Pride Month, we did talk to Pride at Work. We had some good conversations, I thought. And of course, our position is that the answer to bigotry is solidarity. And there's nothing, I can't think of any movie out there that really exemplifies this as well as the movie Pride. It's a 2014 British historical comedy drama, and it is a wonderful film. I quite enjoy it just as a movie, but also, of course, as a unionist, it really, really speaks to me. And it's based on a true story. It depicts a group of lesbian and gay activists who raise money to help families affected by the British miners' strike in 1984. And it ultimately would become the Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners campaign. So it's just a really fascinating story of these young queer folks from London who, go out to the country and support these, rank and file miners who are locked in this epic struggle with Margaret Thatcher's conservative government. And, there's a lot of cultural tensions, so to speak, of course. You've got folks in the mining community who don't really want to associate with them. You've got folks in the gay community who are like, what are you doing supporting these miners? Like, why them?
Right.
And so, the gay activists were kind of getting pushback from both sides. Then you also had some brave miners, though, who were all about it and who welcomed their new allies and understood that, maybe they didn't understand everything about these people, but they recognized that they were fellow people who had their back for good reason. And so the movie kind of tells that story of this coalition that grows and, the struggles that they have, and also just some of the ultimately the solidarity that comes out as these folks from very different communities learn to, really love each other and have each other's back. And it's a great demonstration of solidarity. I can't help but, associate it with the Strike Fest that we did with, the Valley Labor Report. It's been a couple years now. It's been over 2 years, actually. But when the UMWA went out on strike in April 2021, of course, we were doing everything we could to cover the strike and support the striking miners. And we ended up doing Strike Fest. Long-time listeners may recall that. It was a live event on the ground in Brookwood at the UMWA Hall. We had a concert. We had multiple comedians. We had Lee Baines and the Glory Fires.
Mike Cooley from the Drive-By Truckers.
Mike Cooley from the Drive-By Truckers. Drew Morgan, DJ Lewis. It was a great live show. And as part of this, we also did over 48-hour live stream, like a marathon, begathon kind of thing online. And so we ended up raising about $70,000+ for the strike fund, which was huge, at least for us. It was a drop in the bucket compared to the needs of the folks on the ground, but we were quite proud that we were able to do that, and it was because so many diverse folks from all over the country, all over the world, really, came together and supported these miners. And I think back to that day we were down there, or the days that we were down there. And I remember specifically for the afternoon of the concerts and the comedians, what an eclectic crowd it was. Because you had people who were very obviously leftist. You had people, older folks there dressed in their Sunday best. You had a bunch of gruff miners, in their UMWA camo. You had real country folks. You had folks who had clearly driven in from the cities. You had young alternative kind of folks, young queer folks, right here in this rural community, and everybody was there in the spirit of solidarity. And, you know, I think this movie really resonates with me because of that. So I checked recently. I cannot find it streaming, like, easily available right now. The only place I found it was on Showtime. But it's one of those that I think if you are a union member, if you're a union ally, if you're intrigued by the idea of coalitions coming together to support working class interests, I think you'll enjoy this movie. There's some good acting, good British actors in the film, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And as for my song of the month, I took it from this movie, Pride. It's a song by Billy Bragg, and of course, Billy Bragg, you could do a labor song of the month every year with Billy Bragg songs. He's kind of a legend in this space of labor music. But he has a song called "There's Power in a Union," and that's how the movie Pride closes, with this song. And it's from his 1986 album, Talking with the Tax Man About Poetry. It does have the same title as an otherwise unrelated 1913 song by Joe Hill. Of course, also a legend in his own right when it comes to labor music. But yeah, really, really dig the song, There's Power in a Union. It's got a good rock vibe to it, but more importantly, just a great message about working people coming together and joining together alongside our common interests and making our lives better in that process. So if you haven't already, please check out Pride, the movie Pride from 2014. Great way to kind of cap off Pride Month is to check that film out. And while you're listening to the closing credits, you'll check out this song, There's Power in a Union by Billy Bragg. Look that up on your YouTube, Spotify, however you listen to music. Check it out. Add it to your playlist of good labor songs. It's a good one to listen to get fired up.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.